Welcome to the Magical Traveling Moms podcast, where your hosts, Tina and Colleen, talk about all things travel. From theme parks to cruises to all-inclusive resorts and more, they cover news, tricks, and insider tips to inspire your travel dreams. They love to travel and want you to love it too. Find out their best-kept secrets and learn how to make your next vacation extra magical, right here on the Magical Traveling Moms podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Magical Traveling Moms podcast. My name is Tina and I am joined by my lovely co-host, Miss Colleen, who is back from her Walt Disney World trip, which we will be talking about today. But before we get to that, we'd like to take a moment and thank the sponsors of our show, Mystical Dream Travel. Mystical Dream Travel is a authorized Disney vacation planner with Disney destinations, as well as an earmarked agency. They also specialize in all things Universal, cruises, Europe, and all-inclusive destinations, and a few more wonderful vacations. If you're ready to plan your vacation, be sure to reach out to the wonderful agents over at Mystical Dream Travel. You can find them at mysticaldreamtravel.com, or you can check them out on social media. Hey, Colleen, welcome back from your 2-week in a row Disney World vacation.
Oh my gosh, I know, right? Like, I've been living the life.
You have been living the life, the dream life of everybody. So let's talk about your 2 trips. So you went, both of them were girls' trips.
Yes, they were.
They were, and they looked amazing. So let's touch a little bit on the first one. So you went down for a specific reason.
I did. And it was so fun. It was very spontaneous. And just like really last minute that I just got this idea in my head that one of my best friends, her favorite ride is Splash Mountain, and always has been, like, since childhood. Like, that's her ride at Magic Kingdom. So of course Splash Mountain closed on the 23rd of January to be redone as Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which we're very excited about.
Oh, yeah.
But I started to feel like kind of sad for her that she wasn't going to get to ride Splash Mountain again before it closed. And so I came up with this like crazy idea, like, what if I surprised her with like a quick little getaway to Disney, just basically to ride Splash Mountain? And then her husband got into, I surprised her, so she didn't know, but her husband knew. And he was like, stay another night and go to Epcot. I'm like, twist my arm. And so that's exactly what we did. And she did not know where we were going until we were at the airport, like literally in the airport. And I gave her ticket before we got into the TSA line, and then she knew we were going to, but she claims really literally up till then, she had no idea that that's where we were going to go.
Oh my goodness, that's so fun.
I know. And it was great. I mean, it was really short, but it was short and sweet. But we really had an amazing time. And can I just say, I love going to Disney in January.
Yes, it is one of my favorite times to go. So I don't blame you.
I'm like, I'm never coming again except in January. Like, that's how I felt after these 2 trips, because it was just so perfect. Like, the crowd level, the weather, just everything was perfect. It was beautiful. It was, and we had so much fun.
Yes, historically in January, that's when all like the tourists go away, and that's the locals come in. So that's like their time to go. So I always say, if you want to know when to go to a destination, ask the locals, because they need a perfect time to go.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I mean, it wasn't that crowded. Magic Kingdom was beautiful. I mean, we had amazing weather while we were there. We were really fortunate that it didn't rain or anything. It was beautiful blue skies. The temperature was really mild. If not even like a little chilly, dare I say.
Okay.
But like chilly, like in the evening when the sun went down, it was like you needed a sweatshirt. But like, I just love that. Like, cause I'm just so used to going to Disney and sweating and, being really hot the whole time. And it's just so pleasant when you're not really hot. So, and we got to ride everything. Now, it was funny because, of course, the whole reason we went was to ride Splash Mountain. So the first park day we had was to Magic Kingdom. And then the second day was Epcot. But Splash Mountain was down.
Oh, no.
Almost the entire day we were there at Magic Kingdom.
Bummer.
And we were like, no, like this was like the reason we came is not, but it opened up at like 5 o'clock. Like, so we literally rode everything else. We did like everything else at Magic Kingdom and
Nice.
just, and at a very leisurely pace. It was beautiful. And then all of a sudden at like 5 o'clock, Splash opened again. And then like, I was like, yay. And immediately got like a lightning lane for it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we went and rode it. So it worked out perfectly.
Very nice. Very nice. Perfect. Perfect. So then you left, and then
Mhm.
several days later, you turned around about a week, almost about a week later, or several
It was
days.
about a week later I came back. Yeah.
And yep, and you went on a trip that actually was planned
Yes.
and was a girls' trip. So
Yes.
a lot of people don't think of going to Walt Disney World for girls' trips or bachelorette parties or adult only trips, stuff like that. But it actually is amazing
It
to
is.
go as an adult and with your friends. So you went with your sister and your mom,
My sister and
actually.
my mom, who are both also big Disney fans.
Right.
And we've gone on a few girls' trips, the three of us, but not to Walt Disney World. This is our first time doing Walt Disney World together, just the three of us. But we had a blast. And you're totally right about like people don't maybe think about like, oh, having an adult only trip, but we did run into another two couples and they were there on a couples trip.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and they were staying at the same resort as us. And they even had like matching shirts that like said they were
Oh,
there
that's
on
so
like a couples
cool.
trip. It was really cute. Yeah. So yeah, and I've gone there before on a couples trip as well, like to celebrate one of my friend's birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
Actually the same friend that I brought to go
Yes,
on
yes.
Splash Mountain. It was her birthday. And it is so much fun. And after the first one I did, I like told everybody, I'm like, listen, if you love Disney and you've gone with your kids a bunch of times, like you really owe it to yourself to go with just adults, or even just your spouse, like, and have just an adult trip because it's a whole other world and it's really fun.
Oh, good. I agree. Because you get to see it from a different perspective and
Mm-hmm.
take your time, do the things that you want to do, not running around
Exactly.
doing all the other things. So it's kind of it's a nice splurge. So you did a split stay for
I
this
did.
resort. So which I think both of the places that you picked for this particular trip are perfect for girls' trips.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
And my mom and my sister and I we're all very similar. And
Yeah.
we're a little bougie, you know,
Yes, yes.
we like the nice stuff. So and I did kind of use the opportunity to check out a deluxe resort I haven't gotten to stay at before, which is always fun. I'm like, research, I have to do research.
That's right. It's tough life sometimes.
I know it's a tough
Yes,
job, but somebody's got to do it. So we stayed at the Riviera first,
which
the
is
Riviera Resort,
beautiful. Yes.
and I'm so, because I've actually tried to get a reservation there a few times and it is booked up a lot.
Yes, it's a hard
Um,
one to get.
it's a smaller resort and it's the newest one. And I think it is amazing. So I'm sure anybody who stays there is like, well, I want to stay here again.
Hmm.
Um, that's how I felt after we stayed there. And
Yes.
so it's a harder reservation to get, but we did plan this a while ago. So I was able to snag a reservation there for 3 nights. And it is just gorgeous. I mean, I really, really liked this resort. I loved the design and the theming, and it was so elegant, but like modern and chic too, and had a beautiful pool, amazing food. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the food there is
Oh,
really, really good.
wow.
Yes.
Their quick
Yes.
service restaurant is, I think, probably one of the best at a resort I've ever gone to. Like, it just really blew me away at like what kind of food they had. And even at the bar, because of course we had a pool day and we ordered some snacks from the bar, but like the snacks from the bar were like a burrata salad with heirloom tomatoes and mushroom arancini with like
Hmm.
marinara. I'm like, what is this? This is like not your typical pool food, right?
No, it is
So it was
not.
right up my alley. It
Yeah.
was
Oh,
amazing.
absolutely. Absolutely. Food there is amazing. We stayed there. I stayed there in July, and just for a couple of days, and we loved it. I would definitely stay there again,
Yeah.
for sure. So
Did you
we
get
really
to
enjoyed
eat
it.
at Topolino's for dinner? I know you did the breakfast.
Yeah, so I've done the breakfast a couple of times there, and have never done the dinner, but I saw your dinner pictures and
Oh
they,
my
it
gosh,
looked
Tina,
amazing.
you have to do dinner there. So we did
That's what
dinner
I've
the
heard.
first night we were there. We had dinner at Topolino's, and it was funny because it was like, oh, let's just start the trip off with like the most amazing meal we're going to eat the whole time.
Yes, yes.
We actually had a lot of really good food while we were there, but the dinner there was amazing. Like, I could not even believe how great it was. And then we had breakfast there the next morning, and it was so fun. Oh my gosh,
Good.
what a cute character breakfast. Like, and the
Was
view
that the
from
first time you've done breakfast there?
it is, yeah. It's the first time
Mhm.
it was the first time I'd ever even walked into the resort. Like, I've always just I
Oh,
see it on
wow.
the Skyliner, like as you go by, you know, but I've never even
Yes.
gone in there before. So
Oh, wow. It's gorgeous and it smells so good in
oh my
there.
gosh,
Like, and
it
it's
was
just
amazing. We all
yeah.
agreed it was like our favorite meal of the trip was at Topolino's. It was really great. And we could have stayed up there and seen, you can see the fireworks from Epcot
Yes.
on the top there, but we were all very tired just
Yeah,
from
with
traveling. So
that rooftop bar is up there is amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, perfect hangout spot.
Oh,
So
it was gorgeous.
we're all my family, we're all about the rooftop bar. So
Yes.
but here my question is, so I know you did a split stay,
Mhm.
and we'll talk about that in a minute. But because where you did your split stay, you stayed before. Now you've had stayed at several deluxes. How would
Mm.
you rank the Riviera? As
Ooh.
one of your top 3, top 5, top 10, like top, how
I
would you?
would geez, that's so hard. It's like asking what's your
Hmm,
favorite child.
I know.
I honestly, I really think the Riviera would be in the top 3 for me
Yep.
because I loved the room, I loved the design, I loved the food, and I really like the location, and the fact that it's on the Skyliner gondola line is amazing because you can so quick to get to Epcot for sure. And even Hollywood Studios, it's so quick to go over to Caribbean Beach and like then go over to Hollywood Studios. So you can't beat the location for sure.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I agree. So you, after the Riviera, you went, where did you move to?
We moved over to the Polynesian Resort.
Which is another amazing resort.
Oh, I love that resort
Yes,
so
it's
much.
beautiful. I have not stayed there. It's on my list.
The last time we were there, so I stayed there one other time, but it was like a really quick, like
Mm-hmm.
fast-paced trip. So we didn't really get to enjoy the resort as much.
Okay.
So this time I specifically built in time where we were going to be able to hang out at the pool and relax and like walk around. And we stayed in a different room category. So the last time I stayed in like a standard room, which have all been rethemed Moana, which are amazing. Like they're
Right,
stunning.
right.
And this time we stayed in a deluxe studio. So it was a little larger. It had more space. It had 2 bathrooms.
Okay.
Like it has like a split bathroom, right? So like one has the toilet and a sink and a shower tub combo. And then the other bathroom had a walk-in shower and a sink. But they were huge. Like
Oh,
I
nice.
couldn't believe how much space that room had. It was a very spacious room.
Oh, nice, nice. And so, and you actually spent some time at the pool at the Polynesian
Yes.
too.
Yeah, we
And
did. There's 2 pools.
yes.
So there's the main pool, which we hung out at the first day we went over there. And that's like the family pool. It has where the activities are, the water slide. There's like this volcano with a water slide.
Mhm.
And there's a bar there, and they have bar service. So it's a really pretty, but it is also it's usually the more crowded. Not that I thought it was like really crowded because it wasn't, but
Right,
it's
right.
where the families are hanging out. Oh,
Yes.
and there's
Yes.
this great kids like splash playground area too. That looked
Nice.
really fun.
Nice.
And then so we did hang out there for a little while, but the next time we had pool time, we decided to go over to the Oasis pool, which is like the quiet pool. It was stunning. I mean, it was very large and it had like a nice 0 entry, and it was interesting because I mean, it was basically, I think, designed to be kind of like an oasis, like a pond where it was
Yes.
like 0 entry on the edges, but then as you got into the middle, it was very deep.
Mm-hmm.
So the very middle of it was deep, and then it was like this nice oval shaped, and it also had a
Oh, nice.
bar. and you could get drink service, food service, like right to your chair.
Mm-hmm.
It had a hot tub over there as well. And
Nice.
it was a lot more chill and quiet, and there was not as many people over there.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. So, so let's talk about some of the food you ate there. I know you like Kona Cafe. You're a big fan of Kona
Love
Cafe.
Kona.
Which is some place I've never eaten, believe it or not.
You have never eaten?
Never eaten at Kona Cafe. We always do Ohana's.
So I wanted Ohana, but Ohana, the elusive Ohana.
Yes, it's hard to get.
I was not, I mean, and I did notice that like the day of, or even the day before, there were a lot of things that would pop up like as being available. Yes. So if I had really been like on my phone and like searching, I maybe could have grabbed an Ohana, but at that point we had already set up other stuff. So I didn't, but I had wanted to go to Ohana because I've never been to Ohana. Mm-hmm. But you know, some of the Ohana stuff you can get in the quick service.
You can, yeah. Absolutely.
So we had some of the quick service, and then we did a Kona breakfast. I feel like every time I go to Disney, I try to do a Kona breakfast.
No, I have to do it. I need to do that on my next
trip. Macadamia nut pancakes. I mean, everybody raves about the Tonga toast, and that's like when you think Kona Cafe, like people who know about it, they think Tonga toast. But I'm just the macadamia nut pancakes all the way for me.
All right, I'll have to try. I've done the Tonga toast out at Disneyland.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which was very good. So, well, awesome. So I'm sure you hit up some parks, and the arts festival was going on, and
so much. We had a blast. Stuff. We had 4-day park hopper tickets, and we really tried to utilize that. Like we went to all 4 parks at least once. Nice. Most of the parks we went to Epcot and Hollywood Studios twice.
Okay.
And while we were there, yes, Epcot was having the International Festival of the Arts, which I love.
Yes, I love the Arts
and
Festival.
We really enjoyed that. But we took advantage of, there were 2 extended evening hours, because when you're staying at a deluxe resort, they will have these extended evening hours just for deluxe resort guests at certain parks. So one night we had extended evening hours at Epcot, and the other night we had extended evening hours at Magic Kingdom. And can I just tell you, the Magic Kingdom one in particular,
okay,
they were open regularly that day until 11. So our extended evening hours was until 1 a.m.
Oh my goodness. Did you close the park down?
Oh yeah, we totally stayed until 1 a.m. Nice, we totally did. Another thing that's easier to do when you're on an adult only trip than with kids.
Yes, it is.
A few kids hanging. We did see a few kids hanging out that late, but it was like dead. By the time it got to be after midnight, oh my gosh, Tina, we lapped Space Mountain, we lapped Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I mean, we could have ridden Seven Dwarfs Mine Train even again, except we had like 3 minutes before it was going to be 1. So we could have gotten in line again, but we were like all really tired.
Yeah, you were like, okay, I'm done. Time to tap out.
You're like, oh, we rode it enough times. It's fine. Nice. So we decided to leave. But yeah, no, and even Epcot, like there really wasn't a lot of people there because it's late and only deluxe resort guests can even go. So it's a great perk of staying deluxe.
Yeah, it is. I agree. So now I saw that you got to do Cosmic Rewind a few times. You actually,
oh my gosh, we rode Cosmic Rewind 3 times.
Wow.
My mom and my sister are so funny. They were like, let's ride it a 4th time. So we almost went back to Epcot our last day just to ride that again, because it is a great ride. So I have ridden it a total of 6 times now. And I've gotten almost every song. There's 6 songs. I was really hoping to get all 6 songs, but I'm still missing one song I haven't gotten.
Which song are you missing?
September.
Oh, we had that last on our trip.
Yeah, that's the only one I haven't had. But I've had all the other songs. But yeah, we rode it 3 times. So
very nice. Very nice.
So fun. That's like
very nice. I rode it once and I'm good.
You're good. It's a one and done for you?
What? It is, because when I wrote it, so I have motion sickness. I have a lot of issues with motion sickness. I did not do a patch or anything with it. And I probably should have. I didn't do any Dramamine. I probably should have did that, or at least a half a dose. But I got I was on the end, I needed like a moment, like before I could even get out of the car because
So it's so interesting because so I have motion sickness. Like
yeah,
I've
yeah.
had motion sickness my whole life, and mostly in the car or an
Yes.
airplane, on a boat. And there are some rides like Flight of Passage I can't do
Oh wow.
because it makes me really, really sick, motion
Okay,
sick.
see, I can do that one, yeah.
So that's it. And that's even more interesting because Cosmic Rewind. So I was afraid the first time I went on Cosmic Rewind because I had heard a lot of people saying,
Yes.
oh, if you have motion sickness, like this ride is not going to be good for you. So I was like, oh man, it's going to be another ride that I like can't do. And I don't get motion sick on it at all, like not even a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
So that's really funny because you can do Flight of Passage, but I can't do Flight of Passage at all. Like I get really, really motion sick on
Yep,
it.
I can do Flight of Passage. I can do Everest because Everest has that backward.
I love Everest.
And
Oh
I
my
think,
God.
yeah, and I can do all that, but that particular attraction, like I think it's that backward launch going into that 360 spin, and like it just does me in. Yes.
I'm very happy it does not bother me because I was really like going to be bummed if there was another ride that like I couldn't do because of that. But so it's interesting. I don't know. So I don't know what it is, but if you suffer from motion sickness, at least try it once and see like if it bothers you or not.
Yeah. Someone told me the bracelets, the
Yeah, C bands are nice. Yeah, C bands work
patches. Well. So I may try it again with that so that maybe I could see if it works for me. But yeah, when I did it in last October, this past October, I was like, yeah, my family went on it twice, like multiple times.
Oh my
but
gosh.
I was like,
and you're like, I'm out.
And they loved it. They love it. So
I love it too. It's a fun ride.
Yep. So let me ask you this. So this was the girls' trip. And so do you have any tips on planning a girls' trip?
Tips for planning a girls' trip. Well, I think that my approach to the girls' trip is always we're there to enjoy each other's time, and not that we don't want to do things and have fun.
Right.
But it's a much more relaxed pace. And like we don't like I try not to make it too packed with a schedule, so it's really just going at a leisurely pace and just doing the things that we really enjoy, not feeling like you've got to do like every single ride or every single attraction. And also taking advantage of the fact that if you don't have the kids with you, maybe you can dine at some places that you wouldn't think to bring your children to, some of the more higher end restaurants, like Topolino's. Like I did see people with kids in there, but I probably wouldn't bring my kids there. They're very picky eaters and it's expensive. So, but when you're there on a girls' trip, like I'm going to take advantage of that for sure.
Right.
So my approach to the girls or the all adult trip is really different than like a family trip. Like I'm not like getting up at the crack of dawn and we're getting there for a rope drop, because I like staying later in the evening, like, cause that's more fun when you're an adult. So we like get up later, but then stay out later.
Yes. Yeah. And a little more pool time.
Yeah. Like we really enjoyed the resort a lot. And just chilling out, like in our room or at the pool. But yeah, we didn't like go. I mean, we did a lot. We really did.
Right.
The crowd levels helped with that because, it wasn't too bad, but we weren't like in a rush to do anything. We just kind of took our time.
Well, good. Perfect. Well, if you're ready to plan your next girls' trip, make sure you reach out to the fabulous agents over at Mystical Dream Travel, and they can give you all the tips and tricks when it comes to planning a Walt Disney World girls' trip only vacation. So thank you everybody for listening today, and be sure to subscribe and hit that notification button so you never miss an episode. And until next time, may all of your vacations be extra magical.